Hi Cancer, here is a general look at your solar chart for July 2016, and I've just done a video about the Saturn-Neptune transit, which you may be interested in. There should be a link somewhere in this window. I sort of related that to the EU referendum and looked a little bit at that. And also, you know, any kind of situation where we've got to make a crucial decision about something, including, you know, the election in the US as well. So anyway, I want to speak about Saturn-Neptune some more here. I spoke about it on the other video, but I want to speak about it for just your sign in particular. But before I do that, just to mention what's going on. Oh, and happy birthday. Sorry, I forgot that. Happy birthday. I hope you have a really, really good day, good week, good month, and good year, good decade. Let's go for it, you know. Let's just have the whole decade. Now, we've got the sun in your sign at the moment, and that's always a powerful time to have the sun in your sign. Now, why can't I see properly? I can't see properly because I don't have the right glasses on. Oh, here's my granny glasses. Okay, so now you've got a lot going on for you. Actually, some really nice energies around for you guys at the moment. I mean, you deserve it because you've had a lot of challenging energies, shall I say, for a few years. But there's some really nice energies around with the position of Jupiter and a bit. And that's longer term, that's not just this month, but we have the sun in your sign, and we've also got Mercury there, and we've got Venus there, so it's quite a boost to your energies, I would say, quite sociable as well, a lot going on. And then we've got Mars in the house of fun as well, and it's also the house of romance and that kind of thing. And of course, it is what we make of it always, but you've got potentially, and then of course Jupiter is in a fab place for you as well, but it's always what we make of it. So I'll get onto that in a minute. But before I speak about the Saturn-Neptune thing, I'll just mention a couple of things. So you've got Mercury in your sign, and this is a great time to make connections and be quite busy in your head, you know, conversations, meeting, greeting, mixing, mingling, and then Mercury and Venus come out of there and they go into the next area, which is to do with material security, the financial side of things, also to do with property, possessions, and getting your hands on more, or going down the dump and getting rid of some, or indeed organizing what there is. Or maybe it's something even bigger than that. It's about property and getting your ducks in a row. But you're not alone. There's this lovely Venus energy throughout the whole month in your sign until the 12th, and then into the next area. So you're teaming up and somebody's sharing the load with you, whether it's just cleaning and sort of like, you know, digging and hoeing and maintaining and repairing, or whatever it is. You should have company, or indeed you should have somebody, you know, kind of, maybe, you know, you're sitting under the parasol and you're kind of giving them directions. Now, wouldn't that be nice? It'd be nice if we had some sun as well, but that's just where I am, I guess. Now, so yeah, reaching out more to connect with others. This is a good time to do that, and could be some goodies in the pipeline. Do you know what? This is a really good time to negotiate a deal. This is a good time to negotiate a deal. We've got Mars in this nice area as well, so it's a good time to make the connections necessary to capitalize on assets, etc., etc. It's a good time for that. Now, Saturn-Neptune, excuse me. Now, as you may or may not know, Saturn's in a very long transit of your area of work and health and maintenance and repairs and providing service. So it's work, health and service, really. And that's going to be in there until the end of 2017. So This is the stitch in time one. This is you getting up to speed with all of that kind of practical stuff, whether it's about your work, whether it's about, you know, home on the ranch, whether it's about your health, well-being, diet, whatever. Maybe you'll have more to do with people that provide a service and that kind of thing. But it generally means harder work as the wheels go round, as you get things into shape, as you get things together. Maybe you're training. This would be a good time for that. Maybe you are doing more than one job as well. Maybe you're doing lots of things on the side. So if you were training, for instance, maybe you've still got to have the day job to put the money on the table so that you can eat and have a roof over your head and continue to train. It can be like that as well. Now, at the moment, now that's for you Cancerians born the 30th of June to the 3rd of July, or with 9 to 12 degrees rising. But at the moment, we do have Saturn and Neptune really close by a degree. One's in Sagittarius and one's in Pisces. So they are at a hot, challenging, working angle to each other. And there has to be some kind of outcome from that. Now, Neptune tends to bring uncertainty and indecision, and kind of blurs the boundaries and makes things unclear, and so you get the feeling it's necessary to clarify things. Now, it just so happens that you very fortunately, Cancer, have Neptune in a brilliant angle to your natal sun, particularly if you were born now then, where did I put that? But anyway, around about sort of 9 to 12 degrees, that'll be rising, but also that'll be in the just in the late part of June and the early part of July, if you were born there. And that, yeah, is brilliant, and it means that you can have a deeper understanding of certain matters which are important to you, or you could cross paths with a meaningful teacher or a teaching, or you could be seen as the one who is able to give the teaching, or maybe you're connecting with expanded loving consciousness teachings, which would be cool. And it's time for you to reach out into a broader territory in general with Neptune here, and maybe go in for higher education, or maybe you could be putting the word out across a wider stage, but you yourself can be seen as the one who's inspirational as well, as you convey what you have experienced, what you feel, what you sense, what you know to others. It's not a time for ego-driven thinking. It's a time to be authentic and appreciative for what others can teach you and what you can teach them on both the mystical and mundane levels. Now, with Saturn around, this is a great time to take a disciplined, step-by-step approach, get things shaped more in the way that's comfortable for you. So if you're doing these, if you're on the periphery of doing these kinds of things that I've suggested here, this type of, without taking it all too literally, but this sort of got the idea of what I was saying, reaching out into a broader territory would be a good idea, sort of on purpose, stepping out and going into something that is very, very new, or something that is a bit scary maybe, you know, and you just feel a bit unsupported. But because it's such a good angle here from Neptune to your sun sign, if you are sensible and you keep your head screwed on, that's Saturn, who likes to abide by the rules and who likes to keep to the clock, so it's not all open-ended. That's the no boundariness of Neptune coming in there, you see. So if you keep with the Saturn vibe, which you would have access to over June and July, and also over September and a little bit of the beginning of October, then you can get going with something in a constructive sort of a way, and you can make a structure in whatever way you'd like to make that structure. You know, it might literally be bricks and mortar. It might not just be a load of ideas that you want to get together, but it could be. Right, okay, so that's that one. And then we have Mars in this quite romantic area for some of you, if that's the time of your life that you're looking. Or you can be, you know, wanting to take a chance on love, or maybe you're wanting to take a chance on something else. Maybe it's speculative. Maybe you're thinking about investments, or maybe it's to do with children and what's going on for them. And maybe they're being, maybe, you know, a bit of a handful for some of you, because Mars is quite feisty. Maybe it's to do with pets, you know, animals that you have around you. Maybe it's that. But whatever it is, Mars is feisty, Mars is hasty. Don't be hasty. So there could be occasions when you do feel at the center of attention, hopefully in a good way, and sort of in demand, you know, and it could feel very rewarding and empowering. Maybe it's something that comes to you unbidden. Maybe it's something that you decide to do for your leisure or your entertainment time, you know. And as I say, it's great for romance as well. But this is also a very good position for the entrepreneurs among you to really get going, launch something, promote something. And invest time and resources into it, whatever the it is. Anyway, we have the Mercury and Venus and the Sun all going into this very practical, materialistic area, and the Sun is going in there on the 22nd. So the Sun is in the previous, you know, in your sign up until then. And then we have Jupiter. Now, did I give you that? Yeah, I think I did. We got Jupiter supporting an outgoing, upbeat frame of mind. It's also in a really great aspect to your Sun by degree. It's in a really good an element, good place. It's in an earth sign, so you could be on quite a learning curve here. And new concepts, new languages, new jargons, or whatever it is, could be changing your mental landscape. You're learning lots of new stuff. As I say, it's a great time for training in something, or giving the training, or a little bit of both, because actually when you're a teacher you learn a heck of a lot. You Cancerians born from the 4th to the 9th of July, or with 13 to 18 degrees rise, are going to feel that energy the most. And then just to say, Uranus is affecting most strongly you Cancerians born the 14th to the 17th of July, or with 23 to 25 degrees rising. And Pluto is lagging behind now, is moving very slowly, and is affecting those of you born the 5th to the 9th of July with 14 to 17 degrees rising. So that'll be surprises coming from Uranus for those of you in those dates, and also huge sensitivity and maybe reactiveness, sometimes overreactiveness, and maybe deep changes in your feeling coming from Pluto for those of you, particularly those of you born 5th to the 9th. But I have to say, even outside those dates and those degrees, you're still going to be feeling that, but it will lessen as further out it goes. And of course, Pluto is in your opposite sign, so it might mean that people, you know, in close relationships, you have a deep radical shifting in your feelings towards them. But that's for another time. Anyway, that's it for July. If you know your rising sign and your moon sign, listen to those. And also, this material here is written up on my website, DianaGarland.com. And that's it. I'll see you the next time.